What happens when we eat food, we release insulin, insulin takes the sugar out of our bloodstream and puts it where it needs to go. The speed at which we absorb that sugar from our bloodstream is affected a lot by what we eat and how we're eating. So that's why when you always hear, general health advice of eating balanced meals. So what does that mean, a balanced meal? A balanced meal is a meal that includes carbohydrate, which is, what people think of carbs. So those are things that ultimately break down to sugar. And then protein, which is what we think of in things like meat or plant-based proteins, tofu, beans, those sorts of things. Fat, which is coming from things like animal fats, oils. Oils could be from plant sources, seed sources, a variety of sources. And then fiber, which is, in fruits, vegetables, whole grains. That fiber is what we... that kind of fibrous part of the plant usually is what we're thinking of when we're talking about fiber. And so when you eat a meal that is all carbohydrate, there's no protein or minimal protein, no or minimal fat, no or minimal fiber, you absorb that sugar really quickly. So your blood sugar spikes up really quickly because it's fast. That's a fast process to break down carbohydrate and absorb sugar. When there's protein, fat, and fiber also present in the meal at the time that you're eating, that slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream because there's more digestion required to break down the protein, the fat, and the fiber. And also the movement of the food out of your stomach and into the digestive tract, the small intestine, the large intestine, is also slower when those other things are there. So that's why you'll feel fuller for longer after you've had a more balanced meal because it's slower to move through your digestive tract. And then also the absorption of sugar from that meal is slower. And so when you struggle to absorb the sugar out of your bloodstream into your tissues because of insulin resistance, that means that if you have a big spike quickly of your blood sugar, it's going to be really hard for you to overcome that and be able to get the sugar out of your bloodstream. Versus if you have a more slow absorption of blood sugar, you're going to get a curve that's more like this, a gentle up and down. So there's like a big spike if you eat only carbs that again takes a really long time to be able to overcome, or kind of like a more gentle, slow curve that is a little bit easier for your body to overcome. And so that's why those regular balanced meals are really important, and the balance is the key part of that, including all of those nutrients that you need for all the various functions of your body.